The last summer before the end. You wake to the sound of church bells. It's June 1347, and the air through your window smells like bread baking in the ovens below. Paris is alive in a way you've known your entire life. The rumble of cartwheels over cobblestones, the calls of fishmongers at the Seine, children laughing as they chase a dog through the narrow streets. You stretch your arms above your head, feeling the rough linen of your blanket. Another day, another beautiful, ordinary day. You don't know yet that this is one of the last mornings the world will ever feel this way. You live in a cramped room above a bakery in the Marais district, sharing the space with your younger sister and your widowed mother. Your father died 3 winters ago, a fever that came fast and left faster. But life moved on. It always does. Your mother works her fingers raw sewing for wealthier families across the river. Your sister helps at the bakery. And you? You haul water from the public fountain, run errands for the butcher, and sometimes earn a few coins sweeping out the stables near the royal palace. It's not much, but it's yours. You pull on your worn tunic and step into the street. The morning light slices between buildings so close together you could touch both walls with your arms spread wide. The gutters run with last night's waste, and you hop over a puddle of something you'd rather not identify. Everyone does. No one complains. This is Paris. This is normal. The city is bursting. Nearly 200,000 people crammed into a space that feels like it's holding its breath. Everywhere you look, there are bodies, pressed together in doorways, shouting across balconies, shoving past each other at market stalls. The streets are a living, sweating, breathing thing. You are just one small part of its massive, complicated body. At the fountain, you wait your turn. The line is long this morning. A woman in front of you cradles a baby who won't stop crying. An old man mutters prayers under his breath, clutching a wooden cross. Someone behind you is coughing, a wet, rattling sound that makes you wince. You've heard that cough a lot lately. Everyone has. Winter was hard this year. Long and cold and hungry. People got sick. Some recovered. Some didn't. But summer is here now. The sun is warm on your shoulders. The plague of winter is behind you. Or so you think. You fill your bucket and start back toward home, water sloshing against your legs. As you walk, you pass the church of Saint-Gervais, where a crowd has gathered for morning mass. You recognize faces. The baker's son, the seamstress who sometimes gives your mother extra thread, the beggar who sits by the bridge every afternoon. These are your people, your world. You nod to a few as you pass, and they nod back. Everything feels solid, predictable, safe. But there's something in the air you can't quite name. A tension, a whisper that crawls up your spine when you're not looking. You hear it first at the market. You're buying onions from a vendor near the Pont au Change when you overhear 2 merchants talking. One of them, a man with a thick beard and a Venetian accent, is shaking his head slowly. "I'm telling you," he says, voice low. "I have friends in Marseille. They're saying people are dying by the hundreds. Streets are empty. Ships are coming in with no one alive on board." The other merchant laughs nervously. "Marseille is far from here. Whatever sickness they have down there, it won't reach Paris." "It reached Avignon," the Venetian says quietly. "It reached Lyon. You hand over your coins and take the onions, but the conversation stays with you. You've heard rumors before, always rumors in a city this size. Someone's cousin saw a ghost. Someone's neighbor was cursed by a witch. Someone heard that the king is planning a new tax. Rumors are like rats. They multiply in the dark. But this one feels different. That night, your mother comes home late. She sets down her sewing basket with a heavy sigh and sinks onto the stool by the fire. Her hands are shaking, not from cold, it's warm tonight, but from something else. "What's wrong?" you ask. She doesn't answer right away. She just stares into the flames, her face pale and drawn. Finally, she says, "The lady I work for? Her husband just returned from the south. He brought news. He says there's a sickness spreading, a terrible sickness. He says entire towns are gone." Your sister, who's been darning a sock in the corner, looks up. "What kind of sickness?" Your mother shakes her head. "He didn't say, just that people are dying faster than they can bury them." You want to tell her not to worry. You want to say that Paris is strong, that the city has walls, that the king will protect you. But the words don't come. Because deep down, in a place you don't like to visit, you feel it too. Something is coming. The next few weeks pass in a blur of heat and unease. The summer is unusually hot. The Seine runs low and the smell of sewage thickens in the streets. More people are coughing. More people are tired. At the fountain, the line gets longer every day because people are too sick to carry their own water. You start noticing things, small things that don't feel small anymore. The butcher's stall is empty one morning. When you ask where he is, his apprentice just shrugs and says he's sick. The seamstress stops coming to your mother's door. The beggar by the bridge disappears. At first, you tell yourself it's nothing. People get sick, people move, people die. That's life. But then you see it. You're walking through the Latin Quarter, near the university, when you pass a house with a red cross painted on the door. You've never seen that before. You ask a passing student what it means, and he looks at you like you're an idiot. It means plague, he says. It means everyone inside is dead or dying. Your stomach drops. Plague. The word hangs in the air like smoke. You've heard stories about plagues from the priests, punishments from God, warnings to sinners, signs of the end times. But those were always distant, biblical, abstract. This is real. You walk faster, your heart pounding in your chest. You pass another house with a red cross, then another, then another. By the time you reach home, your hands are shaking so badly you can barely open the door. Your mother is sitting at the table, her head in her hands. Your sister is crying. They've closed the gates, your mother says quietly. No one can leave the city. The king has ordered it. He thinks it will stop the sickness from spreading. You stand there, frozen, as the weight of her words sinks in. The gates are closed. You are trapped. Outside, the church bells begin to ring. Not the cheerful morning bells you woke to all those weeks ago. These are different. Slow, heavy, the bells of morning. 1, 2, 3. They don't stop. They never stop anymore. If this moment, the calm before the end, chills you to the bone, hit subscribe and drop a comment. Which forgotten disaster should we live through next? The days blur together after that. You lose track of time. Was it Tuesday? Thursday? Does it even matter anymore? The city changes. Not all at once, but in terrible, creeping ways. The markets grow quieter, fewer vendors, fewer buyers. The smell changes too. Underneath the usual stench of waste and smoke, there's something new. Something sweet and rotten that makes you gag when the wind shifts. You try to keep living. What else can you do? You still haul water, though the fountain line is shorter now. You still run errands, though there are fewer places to go. Your mother still sews, though her clients are disappearing one by one. Your sister still helps at the bakery, though the baker coughs blood into his apron when he thinks no one is looking. At night, you hear carts rolling through the streets, heavy wooden wheels on stone. You know what they're carrying without looking. You pull your blanket over your head and try not to count the number of times they pass. One morning you wake and your sister's bed is empty. You find her in the corner, curled up on the floor. Her skin is burning hot. When you pull back her sleeve, you see them. The swellings under her arms, dark and angry. Buboes. You've heard the word whispered in the streets. Now you're seeing them with your own eyes. Your mother screams. It's a sound you've never heard before. A sound no human should ever make. She falls to her knees beside your sister, stroking her hair, begging God for mercy. But God isn't listening. Your sister dies 3 days later. She's 14 years old. The city doesn't give you time to grieve. There's no funeral, no burial, just a man with a cart who comes to take the body away. He doesn't even look at you. He's done this 1,000 times already. You paint a red cross on your door. Your mother stops eating. She sits by the window, staring out at nothing, her lips moving in silent prayer. You try to get her to drink water, but she pushes it away. You try to tell her that you need to survive, that you have to keep going. But she just shakes her head. There's nothing left, she whispers. A week later, she's gone too. You are alone. The city is dying around you. Half the population is dead or dying. The streets are silent except for the carts and the bells. The air is thick with smoke from the funeral pyres burning day and night outside the walls. You can see the glow at night, orange against the black sky. You think about leaving, but where would you go? The gates are still locked, and even if you could escape, the plague is everywhere now. It's in the south, it's in the north, it's crossed the mountains and the seas. There is nowhere safe left in the world. So you stay, you survive, you don't know why. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's stubbornness, maybe God has simply forgotten about you. You take to walking the empty streets at night. It's safer than during the day, when desperate people might attack you for a scrap of bread. You pass houses that used to be full of life, now dark and silent, doors hanging open, red crosses fading on the wood. You pass churches where bodies are piled in the courtyards because there's no room left inside. One night, you find yourself at Notre-Dame. The great cathedral rises above you, stone and shadow against the stars. You step inside. It's empty. Even the priests are gone. You sit in a pew and look up at the stained glass windows. They're beautiful. Even in the darkness, you can see the colors, red and blue and gold, telling stories of saints and miracles. Stories of a world where God cared, where prayers were answered, where the righteous were saved. You wonder if that world ever really existed. By the time winter comes, the plague has burned through Paris like a wildfire. It came fast. It killed without mercy. And then slowly, it began to fade. Not because anyone stopped it, not because of medicine or prayers or locked gates, but simply because it ran out of people to kill. You're still alive. You don't know how. You don't know why. The city is a ghost of itself. Where there were 200,000 people, now there are barely 70,000. Entire neighborhoods are empty. Entire families are gone. The streets that used to overflow with life are now wide and quiet and strange. You move into a bigger room. There are plenty to choose from now. You take what you need from abandoned houses, blankets, clothes, food that hasn't rotted. You feel like a grave robber. But you're not. You're just surviving. Spring comes again. The flowers bloom. The birds sing. The sun rises and sets like nothing ever happened. But everything happened. You stand at the window of your new room and look out over Paris. The city that was so full of life, so loud and messy and alive, is quiet now. Broken. Changed forever. You survived. But the world you knew is gone. And you wonder, as the church bells ring in the distance, if survival was really a blessing after all. Like this video, if these buried stories deserve to be remembered. What unsinkable thing in your life scares you the most? Sources and references: Benedictau, Ole J. The Black Death, 1346-1353, The Complete History. Boydell Press, 2004. Horrocks, Rosemary, ed. The Black Death. Manchester University Press, 1994. Kelly, John. The Great Mortality, An Intimate History of the Black Death. Harper Perennial, 2005. Gottfried Robert S. The Black Death, Natural and Human Disaster in Medieval Europe. Free Press, 1983. Medieval Paris Population and Urban Life, Bove, Boris. Paris in the Late Middle Ages. Medieval Worlds, 2015. Primary sources on the Black Death in Paris. Jean de Venette, Chronicle, trans. John Birdsall, Columbia University Press, 1953.